This video is all about finding missing angles. It goes with card S19 and it's particularly about finding missing angles in parallel lines. So, there's some facts that we need to know first of all about angles in parallel lines, and that is our parallel lines in the exam are always going to be indicated with some arrows on them. There's usually going to be another line going across them like that, and we're looking out for different shapes. So if you can see a Z shape like we can there, then the angles inside that Z shape on alternate sides of that line, they're going to be equal to each other, and they're equal because they are alternate angles. And it's very important that you give both of those words in your reason, that alternate angles are equal when you write that reason in the exam. Okay, there is another shape we can look for, and that is a C shape with the angles inside there, and they are interior angles because they are inside my two parallel lines. And they're not equal, they add up to 180 degrees, so interior angles add to 180 is our second fact. And our third one is that if we can see an F shape, and it could be forwards, it could be backwards, it could be upside down, but if we can see some sort of F shape, then the angles there are also equal to each other, and they're equal because they are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are equal as well. And again, it's important that you give the word and the fact, the word and the fact, the word and the fact every time you're talking about these angles. So let's see what we've got going on up here. The only angle that we know is this 50-degree angle here, and we've got to find D, E and F. Now it might not only be the angles in parallel lines reasons that you need to know, because I can see that D and this 50 degrees lie on a straight line. And from previous videos, you know that that means that they add to 180 degrees. So D is going to be 180, take away 50 degrees. D is going to be 130 degrees. So that's this one dealt with. Now I can see a Z shape here. I can see that Z shape there. And that means that F is also going to be equal to 50 degrees. And that's because it's an alternate angle, it makes a Z shape, and alternate angles are equal. Will be my reason for that one. And then I've got a couple of different choices for what I can do with E now. I can see that E makes a straight line here, so I know that E and F add to 180. I can also see that E and the 50 degrees there are interior angles because they make a C shape. If I do that in a different colour so we can see it, there's a C shape just there with the 50 and the E in it. And so I've got two different reasons why E is 130 degrees. And it doesn't matter which of those reasons you give, so long as one of them is correct. So we can say that E is 180, take away 50, and it's 130 degrees again. And you can either say because it makes a straight line with F and that makes 180 degrees, or because it's interior angle and that makes 180 degrees. So I'm going to say because interior angles add to 180 degrees. So I've used three different reasons there. I've used angles on a straight line, make up 180. I've used alternate angles are equal in my Z shape, and I've used the interior angles adding to 180 in my C shape there as well. So I've used all three reasons. Okay, second one is a little bit more complicated. There's lots going on here. There's lots of places that you can start. It doesn't matter what order we find these angles in so long as we find them all. So let's have a little look at what's going on. I can see my 45 degrees here. I can see these two lines are parallel, and that means in my Z shape here, that angle A is alternate to the 45 degrees. So A is 45 because alternate angles are equal. Okay, there's A done. Now there's another one that we've not looked at yet, which is any straight lines, not just parallel lines, but if you've got an X shape, then angles on the opposite sides of that X shape are equal. So I can see that F must be the same as A. So F is 45 too, and that's because vertically opposite is the reason for that. So vertically opposite angles are equal. Okay, so you're getting the idea with the reasons now. I'll stop writing the reasons down. I'll just say them to you to save a little bit of space, but you must make sure that you give a reason every time you write the size of an angle in the exam. So what have I got? I've got A, I've got F. Now that I know that F is 45, I can see that E and F are angles on a straight line, which add up to 180. So E is going to be 180 take away 45, 135 degrees, and we would write because angles on a straight line add up to 180. Where can we go next? Well, if I go down here for a second, I can see that I've got parallel lines here and a C shape. So angle C is interior with angle 107. That means they add to 180. So C will be 180 take away 107. That will be 73 degrees, and that's because interior angles add to 180. Oh, we've got E as well. There we go. G is on a straight line with the 107 degrees. So G will also be 180 take 107. G will be 73 degrees too, because it's on a straight line with 107, or because I can see an F shape there back to front. So it's also corresponding to C. So there's not only one correct answer for these ones, there's lots of different reasons you could give, and as long as it's a correct reason, that's fine. Then we've got B being vertically opposite to G, so B is also 73 degrees. We've got that one. And my last one, D, I could use the straight line here. A, D and C all lie on a straight line. Or I could use the triangle here, that 45, B and D all make a triangle. So if I'm going to use the triangle, I know that B is 73 and this one's 45. Let's add those up and get 118. And then I know that my triangle adds up to 180. So if I do 180 take away 118, then I've got 2, I've got 6, I've got 0. I know that angle D must equal 62 degrees. So there's lots and lots of thinking that needs to go into that, and lots and lots of calculations that you need to do to get there. But we found all of those angles, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, with reasons for each one. And please remember your reasons. It's vitally important to get you your marks in your exam. So now it's your turn. Have a little look at these ones. It's difficult to read. So this angle here is 114 degrees, and we want to know this one. This angle here is 74, and we want to know this one. This angle here is 60, and we want to know this one. So press pause, give it a try, give yourself some reasons, and when you're ready to see the answers, press play again.